And as we accumulated money for that, I was thinking, hey, we're getting closer to our goal.
What else? How's the house coming along?
What house? I don't know what house.
I see the comments sometimes, oh, you're just exploiting these people. So now it's basically right around zero.
Do you think he's...
Well, because we ain't got no more money either. I don't know.
Okay. And Mark, where is the house?
Soft White Underbelly has been in operation for many years and has produced nearly 2000 videos. Recently, it has come to light that the person behind the channel has been accused of exploiting the poor souls who appear in his videos. If you don't know about Mark and the Soft White Underbelly, let's start at the beginning. Well, this is a very special channel. It shows the morbid side of the society in which we are living today. The channel is owned by Mark Laita, formerly a commercial photographer, who interviews people who are frequently invisible in society. Maybe you saw something similar on Instagram floating around. Well, Mark does this in a long form. He is actively looking for people so they can share their horrible stories with the public. Mark created his channel in April 2016, mostly emphasizing interviews with people from Skid Row, Los Angeles. The stars of his channel, like I said in the beginning, were people often invisible to many of us and hidden from the public. The unhoused, the sex workers, the chronic drug abusers, the runaways, the gay members, the poor and the sick and the abused, but also sometimes criminals, cult members and abusers. Mark would also help them by giving them a few bucks on the side so they can survive another day or take another hit. Mark stated he can't control them 24/7 and he's hoping he's doing a good deed. Sometimes he would pay people to get on his show and sometimes people would donate to certain individuals through Mark. Also, Soft White Underbelly is a channel with over 5 million subscribers and 1 billion views, astronomically high numbers. Mark as a person spent his formative years in the bustling Midwestern cities of Detroit and Chicago. His love for photography began at the age of 15. Mark pursued his passion by attending Columbia College, where he refined his photographic talents. Later, he earned his bachelor's degree in photography from the University of Chicago. Also to note, Mark worked with Sony, Adidas and BMW. And also Apple has featured his work in promotionals for iMacs and iPods. But a bit more about the channel. His career really kicked off with a meaningful project here. First, he captured only portraits of homeless individuals in Chicago, forming a sort of series here. Now, as you can expect from the people featured on Mark's channel, many of them need help in any possible way. As Mark started his YouTube channel, he would make GoFundMe pages for the people who wanted to donate money to help certain individuals. Mark made many videos that were a hit, but one of them went really viral. And that's the story posted 3 years ago and it's sitting now at 41 million views. This video is called Inbred Family Whittakers. This video is really hard to watch and it definitely shows us a side that is not often presented to the public. Mark first took photos of them in 2004 and now he is returning to film them for his channel. He also warned everybody who is looking for them that the neighbors of the Whittakers are hostile and armed and will protect the family. This is somewhat of an ongoing series on his channel where he documents the 5 family members who had a long history of inbreeding. It is also no surprise that the family members have various deformities due to the inbreeding. But as Mark portrayed the family, he showed how he is interested in their life and that he is willing to help. The Whittakers accepted that and sort of let Mark into their lives. The goal was set here, to help the family to have a somewhat normal life. Mark would buy groceries for them and various things around the house and he would drive them around, many times documenting these events. There are 2 different GoFundMe sites, but the most recent one is about, and I'm quoting, "This GoFundMe campaign was created to avoid confusion with previous campaign which was created in 2022 to help the Whittaker's family expenses. $12,000 has already been donated towards the house on the campaign. The GoFundMe page currently sits at $55,000. And here is the problem. Tyler Oliveira is a huge channel with also 5 million subs who produces content which is vlog type videos featuring challenges, experiments and more recently investigation of various places or ideas. So guess what Tyler did? Yeah, he went up to the Whittakers to see how they are doing and discovered something quite strange. He first reached out to Mark and he answered with this.
Hi Tyler, Soft White Underbelly has an exclusive contract with the Whittaker family for all content creation. We are also currently in talks about a television series with a broadcast network. Thank you so much for thinking of us.
So basically the Whittakers were off limits. Taylor started then to show clips of how Mark is perhaps an individual who is exploiting these poor souls for his benefit. As he said, he would never want to make a show of them, but the email is suggesting otherwise.
This is not a. I'm not trying to create a TV show where we're doing follow-ups on people, because I could easily do that. I try to resist doing that, because people like I see the comments sometimes. Oh, you're just exploiting these people.
He pointed out that there were already 50k raised on the GoFundMe page, and the Taylor isn't sure how the money is divided. And this is only the money on the GoFundMe page, and does not include the direct donations through PayPal, and not including the ad revenue. On the first video of the Whittakers, they had 41 millions. By a RPM of $2, it adds up to $82,000. Oliver states that Mark should allegedly acquire a minimum of $159,000.
We have a minimum of $159,000 in the home fund here. And there just so happens to be a house for sale right now in Odd, West Virginia, where they live, currently listed for $139,000. So why don't they have a new house?
And that there is a house for $139,000 on sale. But the Whittakers are still living in their old home. Tyler managed to get in contact with a teacher named Paige, who was a helper and a friend to the family. By contacting her, he managed to get the address and buy the groceries and things the family needed, but also to check up on how the family is doing. The family received Taylor with open arms, letting him in. Tyler just wanted to check if everything was alright, and then suddenly he asked this question.
What else? How's the house coming along?
What house? I don't know what house. We have to Mark about the house.
What did Mark say about the house? Paige wants to get an update.
I don't know.
Okay. Do you think he's...
Mark told we ain't got no more money in there. I don't know.
Okay.
Betty basically said that she doesn't know anything about any update regarding the house, even if she's regularly talking with Mark.
Well, no one told us.
From my understanding, there's like, I don't know, $50,000 or $60,000 in there? Has Mark given you guys an update?
No.
Okay. When's the last time you guys have talked to Mark?
I talked to Mark the other day.
Tyler then made a GoFundMe page where he donated $10,000 and called out Mark.
And Mark, where is the house?
I started a GoFundMe linked in this video's description and donated $10,000 of my own money. If you have any honor, let's combine whatever my viewers and I raise, your two GoFundMes.
The GoFundMe by Taylor is sitting now at $16,000. Mark then made a video on his channel sitting in front of the camera, which isn't something he's known for, and tells us about the harsh reality of the situation. From the beginning of the video, it's felt that there is tension in the air.
Hey everybody, this is Mark. I thought I'd address something that a lot of people are have questions about.
He started to address the questions that started to pop up after Tyler's video. He then confirmed that the money was raised and also stated he wanted to make another GoFundMe page so that the goal was visible to everybody. But there was something going on behind the scenes which wasn't visible to the public.
And as we accumulated money for that, I was thinking, hey, we're getting closer to our goal. But the problem has been that Betty and Larry will call me. It's always an emergency and they need money. And it is their money that this money is. And when they tell me they need money, what am I going to say? No, you can't have it. We're saving it for a house. So I give them the money.
He then started to explain how Betty and Larry would call Mark, begging for money, and this would happen every other week. The amount of the money they wanted was quite large chunks of money. Mark would say it started with $2,000, but there was a time where they needed $14,000. he also provided screenshots of his bank account so that the world can see the reason why the Whittakers are not in their new house. Because according to Mark, it's their own fault.
And I wire transfer it to Betty. I'll show you a screenshot of my bank account and all the wire transfers that I've sent to Betty. These are all going from my account to Betty Whittaker's account.
Mark stated that he also needs to pay taxes on this money, and it's something he didn't want them to do so they don't get into problems with the IRS, which is a reasonable explanation. They apparently raised around $120,000, but the Whittakers since September 28, 2022 taken out $100,000 of their piggy bank. So here is a big problem. People would donate the money and see how much money was raised, but they didn't see how the money was spent. Because like Mark said, Betty would hit up Mark and beg for money, and Mark even stated that the money eventually dried up. Then Mark proceeds to tell us how Taylor wanted to make a big juicy story, a sort of a lie, because he didn't check up with Mark. Taylor did this only to have a big and nice story to report on.
This is what these people do. He's just one of many that create these scandalous stories, and it's like, ooh, he could have easily contacted me. He says, hey Mark, my name's Tyler, I'm doing a video on the Whittakers or on the GoFundMe, tell me what's going on with that. And I would have said, yeah, I give them money at least once or twice a month, so now it's basically right around zero, and we wait for more donations, and then I give them the money.
And this is the reason why Mark made this video in the first place, so he can show the public what is really going on. And yes, we can argue that Mark is a nice guy trying to help. So was Mama Max, so was the completionist. These were also two individuals who we covered on my humble channel. This video isn't here to drag Mark or Taylor's name into the dirt in any way. I enjoy the content of the both. The thing is here that we, especially you as a viewer, need to second guess everybody's intentions and be aware of scams. Now Mark implies how Taylor's video is somewhat of BS and that his viewers are smarter than Taylor's, so they can see through the charade. So is he implying that Taylor's audience isn't the brightest out there?
Ruining my reputation for some people. Now luckily I think my audience is smart enough to know the difference between BS and a social media scandal that's all fake and the truth.
But Taylor at the end of the day just asked the family where is the house. Perhaps Mark didn't explain them properly how this GoFundMe functions. Perhaps they didn't have an overview of the financial situation. The family knew if they needed money, Mark has it, and that Mark will buy them a house eventually. He would even call Betty in the video, which confirms that the money was given to them on numerous occasions. I wanna wrap this up by saying, please be aware of whom you trust. If you're spending your money for a good cause, please double check everything and don't blindly follow everybody with a voice on the internet. The only sad part from this is how Mark tells us that he never received a thank you from anybody and how he will no longer continue to raise money to help people because he feels exploited at the end of the day. Perhaps Mark needs to update everybody that the Whittakers have taken out some money of the piggy bank, or dare I say almost everything, which was dedicated to their house, so that the people who are donating the money exactly know where the money is heading, like in the case of the completionist. You know that public fundraisers need to be public. Mark apparently cut ties with Whittakers and he doesn't want to continue the series because of Tyler. If this is a good decision, I don't know. Perhaps Mark needed to have a tighter grip over the money, but at the end it's very hard to tell. Again, just be cautious please. It's really hard to judge Mark and I wanna hear your opinion about this in the comment section below. Again, this video wasn't meant here to taint the image of Mark or Taylor, but just to spread awareness and to be aware of scams. I've been Snorky and until the next deep dive, stay safe.
These GoFundMes have been nothing but a headache for me. I'm gonna delete or take down all my GoFundMes. I'm no longer gonna offer a way to make donations. There's nothing in it for me except headache and frustration. Every time I start giving a person money, they start coming back and asking me for more, and they start getting vindictive if I cut them off or say no. So it's like I have to just continue the trail of money.